How do you plan on splitting that up?
You know, that's a day-by-day thing. He's probably going to catch the next 2 days, and Molina will probably catch Saturday. He'll catch Moose, and then we'll go from there.
Molina's been catching Moose for a while now. You can go back
the whole year, really.
Even going back to last year. I mean,
yes.
Do you want to keep that?
Yeah, I will keep that going.
Yeah. Would you need, you think, another day of the week to get him in it?
Yeah, well, we just got to see how he feels and he responds. I mean, he's in great shape. There's no doubt about it. But he still is 36, and we just, we got a tough road trip coming up. We're going to an awful hot place. He's used to that more than anyone, but that heat can sap you in Texas. So, and we got day games here, so we'll just do it day by day.
When you look at Rodriguez through the lens of a former catcher, what technically about him do you admire and do you like to see as a catcher?
Well, I mean, obviously he's highly skilled, defensively, offensively. To me, the most important thing that comes first is your defense and getting the most out of a pitcher. But what's always amazed me about Pudge is how many days a week he could play at such a high level. I mean, you think about the amount of games that he's caught over the last, 12 years. And, that was really the first time I saw him was in 1996 when he was in Texas playing in that heat and the numbers that he was putting up. It's really pretty amazing.
He was telling us that Puerto Rico is a small island. He knows Posada pretty well. He knows Molina pretty well. Can catchers help each other in that sense?
Oh, yeah.
If they all know, one guy can tell another guy. Sort of?
Oh, I think it'll be a great tandem because they'll work together. And obviously, Mo's been here for a couple of years and understands our pitching staff, and they'll communicate. I saw him talking earlier, probably talking about Andy and what to do with Andy, and there's a good relationship there, and it'll work well.
As a guy who was a contemporary of his, I mean, besides what Molina or Posada could share with him, what can you share with him? What can you say to him? Well,
I just expect him to play at the high level that he's always done. The nice thing about, being his manager, not playing against him, is he won't try to pick me off again where I ended up in an MRI booth the next day. And I still haven't forgiven him for that, by the way. But, I'll just share about our pitchers and what I expect, and no different than any other player that I would, that would come in. The importance of playing hard and the importance of family and all the things that I would tell any other player, I will tell him.
What is that story, the MRI pick-off thing?
I was on first, and he tried to pick me off in Texas, and I was safe, but I was in the MRI booth the next day.
What did you do?
Just jammed my shoulder, yeah. Well, it was one of those years. I don't remember which one, 96, 97, one of those years. I wasn't real happy with him, no. I thought there was something between catchers that you didn't do that.
Joe, with Farnsworth gone, does Veras pitch the eighth inning now, or how does that shake?
There is no exact formula. I mean, we'll look at matchups. We'll look who we're facing. Obviously, we feel we have a very good left-hander in Marte, who also has the ability to get right-handers. So, I mean, it'll work its way out, and but it's probably not it's not 7, 8, 9. I mean, because with Eddie, Veras, and Marte, and the way the guys are all throwing the ball down there, you might use 3 guys in 2 innings. So there's no exact science.
What were the moves that you made today?
Moeller was designated. Britton is coming up, and that's what I have right now.
Why did you guys want Britton?
Well, I mean, he's one of the guys that's been here. He's had some success here. He gives you a little bit of length as well as Geis. And we just felt he was the most ready.
Where does Bruni stand sort of at this point?
Well, Bruni, I think, is eligible to come off about the 5th, and he's still working his way back. I mean, there's still some work that we feel that he needs to do, and he'll continue to do it and have some more outings, and then we'll make an evaluation.
He's been eligible to come off.
He's been eligible, but we feel like he's still going through spring training, because he had so much time off. It's different than a reliever that necessarily had 2 weeks off.
You guys feel he needs to sharpen up a little bit?
Just, yeah.
More in terms of his command or his velocity? Or what do you...
Well, I just think everything. We just want to make sure that he's ready and to go when he gets here, because obviously he's going to be pitching when he gets here. I mean, there's a chance he's going to be pitching in real important situations.
When Posada was finally when we were told that he was done for the season, and we all were talking to Brian, and he said, do you feel comfortable with Mueller and Molina? And he said, I have to. And he also indicated that there was really nothing out there. I mean, he'd worked the phones, but he just didn't see anything happening. And that must have been your feeling as well.
I was comfortable. You know, we just run off 10 games in a row at home, 8 games, in a row. To start the second half, we were 9-3 in the second half. I thought our catchers were doing a good job. But all of a sudden, Pudge became available.
How did you hear that?
Well, Cash told me last night when I walked in my office that we traded for Pudge Rodriguez. So, I mean, obviously I was involved in a game yesterday, but, he told me that Pudge Rodriguez came available, and we made a trade.
Did you pat him on the back?
Yeah, I mean, it was brought up to me that Pudge was available like at 11:30, 12 o'clock before the game. And then I had to go to work. So, I mean, obviously I don't talk to the general manager in between innings.
Brian did say that he wouldn't have made the deal unless he knew that you supported the idea. What about the idea, when you were in those conversations pre-game or whatever, what made you comfortable with this move?
Well, I mean, Pudge is a Hall of Fame catcher that has a lot of experience, has caught in World Series, that still an offensive player that can do a lot of things for us. So, I wasn't sure what it was going to take to get him, but we felt that, Pudge could really help us.
You guys have been very active leading up to the trade deadline and done a lot of things that you believe will help your club. How excited are you about those moves, and how much do you think they'll help you?
I'm very excited, and I think they're going to help us a lot. I mean, when you start with Xavier Nady, I mean, I think he's starting to swing the bat like we envisioned him. It took him 2 days, but, I mean, which isn't really long. I mean, we're excited about him. We're excited about Marte. I mean, he is not a comfortable at bat for left-handers. He is just not comfortable, and he also gets right-handers out. And then you get Pudge Rodriguez, who's been one of the best catchers in baseball for a long time. So, I mean, obviously we've upgraded our team. We've had to do some of it because of injuries to people. But I'm excited about the moves that we made.
Joe, I think you've only got 6 or 7 guys who have been on the roster the entire year.
Is that it, really?
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, not been on a DL, not been whatever. Is it? You could have never expected that, obviously, coming out of Tampa, but
It's got to be more than that, doesn't it? You got.
for the entire.
Are you talking about positional players?
Saying for guys who have been on your roster?
Been active every day.
Messina, Pettit.
Not Pettit. He was on a DL to start the year.
Oh, all right.
Yankees.
Chamberlain has been active the whole time. Mo. There's 4.
Jeter,
5. I guess you're right.
But I mean, with all the turnover and
Why'd you give me bad news?
well, you got 25 today.
Yeah.
Is it? You just sort of rolling with the punches at this point with all of the changes.
It's baseball. It's trying to improve your team and dealing with the things that are thrown at you, on a daily, a weekly basis. I mean, some things, you can't avoid. I mean, some things are not predictable. I mean, 2 Liz Frank injuries aren't predictable. None of us expected to happen to Georgie what happened to Georgie. Everyone, you expect there's going to be a guy or 2 that has a leg problem, but not to the extent that we've had them. And we've had some freak injuries that we've had to deal with.
For all the things that have happened, you sort of look at what you got now and say, okay, I got a team that this team can get to October and this team can do some stuff.
Well, I thought we had a team anyway. I mean, I believed in our guys, and I've said that all along, that I believed in the 25 guys that we had in the room 2 weeks ago. But, I think we're continually trying to improve our club, and we've done that. And I'm excited about that. And I feel very fortunate that we have an ownership group and a front office that works so hard to do that.
Unless something happened 10 minutes ago that we don't know about,
You got traded, sweetie. I'm not sure. Somewhere in New York, though. No.
the one thing you didn't address over the course of the last week, 10 days, is the back end of your rotation.
Yes.
How comfortable are you going forward?
I'm comfortable. You know, I've seen Sidney throw the ball really well. I've seen Raz throw the ball really well. And I believe in those two guys, and I believe that they're going to get it done. And, you know, the importance for Sidney is to make sure he has his sinker working, and we've seen that. We've seen him get double plays and a lot of ground balls. And for Raz, to me, it's changing speeds, and I've seen him do that as well. So I'm comfortable, and this is what we have, and this is what we're going to win with.
Joe, aside from the upgrades the team has made, you do have a pretty good team that you're playing this weekend. How big is this year?
Well, it's huge, because we're behind, and we're facing a team with the best record in baseball, and we got them a lot in the next 55 or so games. So we're going to see the Angels 4 times, this weekend. We're going out there, for next weekend. I mean, these are important games, and the fact that we don't have a ton of home games left, I think it becomes more important. I mean, they just swept a pretty good team, and we could see that. So we know that we have a very tough team. They get distance out of their starters. They're aggressive on the bases. They hit. They play defense. I mean, this is a tough series.
Joe, before we let you go, I just got a text from Cash. We just made a trade.
Sweet.
Alberto Gonzalez to Washington for right-handed minor league pitcher. It's spelled Johonny, so I'm not sure if that's Johnny or Johani Nunez. We'll have a release out momentarily when you guys get up there. Also, we'll try and make Cash obviously available at some point here.
What do you know about him, Joe?
Not much.